Cold open number 2 without our original starting lineup. It's quite disappointing, to be honest with you, because I spent a good half an hour on that intro, but here we are nevertheless. Welcome to episode 13 of Monorail Memoirs. This is our dream day in Disney, going ride by ride. I'll lay out the parameters in a moment. I got criticized the other week for this shelf being untidy, and so this shelf is slightly tidier. But is now just full of toys as opposed to just having Cards Against Humanity, which is probably not something we should have had in the background of our family-friendly Disney podcast. With that said, Lauren, how are you?
I am very good, thank you. I'm feeling very positive about this one. Been looking forward to this one since we decided it was going to be on our project.
Absolutely. For those that don't know, we planned these like months in advance. We've planned out to episode 30. Like, we are ready to go, and we've got some more ideas we were discussing before this as well. And fun fact, I don't want to spoil it, we're trying to get on some of the Run Disney races. We're trying, and then we can do a whole series about that, because Lauren is a runner and I just sort of play at it, and so that'll be a nice thing for us to do. But today then,
there's the guy that did an ultra.
Yeah, it's more of a midlife crisis, Lauren, than anything else, if I'm honest. Came fourth, but it's more of a midlife crisis than anything else. I need to get back to the gym, lift weights, get big. The idea, parameters for today then, is we're going to say we have one day in Disney. We don't know what each other's picked, and so the way we're going to do it is Lauren's going to pick the park. There's no park hopping in this. Lauren's going to pick the park. We're going to assume that each ride's about an hour or so. We've both got our Disney maps up ready to go. And we're going to go through a day in Disney. So park open for most of the parks today is about 9 a.m. for everyone who doesn't use 24-hour clock. About 9 a.m. and we're going to go through and we're going to talk about different options. We reckon it's a fair assumption we can probably get 9 rides done. Plus we'll talk about some eatery options as well. So it's going to be a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of discussion. The fact is that neither of us are going to get exactly what we want out of this, but we're going to make it work anyway. So, Lauren, with that being said, where are we for our dream day in Disney? Where are we?
We've obviously just got to go to the Magic Kingdom. We can't not. I mean, before we decided a park hopping option, I was going to make us start in Animal Kingdom, but the lovely early start, and then hop over to Magic Kingdom, which was what my hope would be, but we can't. So Magic Kingdom.
We can't, and so now I'm filtering by just the Magic Kingdom. For those who don't know, this is the Walt Disney World app. It's actually pretty decent, if I'm honest, but it does mean so the Happily Ever After tonight is at 10 p.m. So there we are, 2200 for Happily Ever After. We'll make sure that we're in line before then. Happily Ever After. Excellent. Right then, so I get to decide. So we've got there at 9 o'clock. We've got there probably via the monorail. Let's be honest. We've parked at the transportation ticket centre and got the monorail across. And so I get to decide the first ride. Well, Lauren, you see, whilst I wouldn't have picked Magic Kingdom, I would have picked Epcot. What we are able to do is we're able to take the best experience of the day and start with it. So we are starting ride number 1 of 9 with the Carousel of Progress. Yes. So for those who don't know, the Carousel of Progress is the best ride in any Disney park ever. The Carousel of Progress is a tour from the turn of the 19th century, 20s, 40s, and then a sort of a retro futuristic view of now, really. Following the American family, Walt had his hand in it. 1964-65 World Fair. You sit in an auditorium and you basically circle around different scenes. Don't know why your hand is up, because there's nothing to say. The Sherman Brothers made a great tune for it, and it will sit in your head all day. And Lauren, you are now going to compliment me on how good the first choice of the day is, being Carousel of Progress.
That does not make sense.
Why? What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
Because you need to rope drop a big ride.
We've dropped the biggest. The biggest ride.
I guarantee the whole audience will be with me when I say the Carousel of Progress. Yes, we need to do it. I totally get that. I do enjoy it. In a midday, the heat is at the highest that it could be. You're absolutely shattered. Your dogs are barking. You need the aircon, and your feet are hurting. Dogs are barking.
Oh.
You never seen Paige and Mr. Morrow? Love you. Yeah, you use that as like a midday break, not your first rope drop.
So, Lauren, I'm going to be really honest with you. Rope drop doesn't really exist anymore, because if you think about it, if you stay on a Disney resort, you get access 30 minutes before anyway. So,
Did it at Disney Resort.
but then we just started at 8:30. We went for 9. Like, it's just not what it used to be. There's not that sort of the same ceremony behind it. So, do I understand your point in saying that is it worth sitting down for 20 minutes in an air-conditioned, nice and cool, dark location? You could take a bit of a nap in because it's so good. It sends you off to dreamland. It doesn't matter because ride 1 is Carousel of Progress. That was my choice, and we've gone with it. And that's how this game's going to work. So ride 1's Carousel of Progress. What are we doing second?
So after Carousel of Progress, you might be feeling a little bit sleepy. You might be thinking, oh, I just need something to pick me up. So we're going, boom, Space Mountain.
I'll buy that one, Lauren. I will buy that one. As much as you dislike the queue for Space Mountain, episode 11 for those who need to catch up, or 10. My apologies, episode 10. For those who need to catch up, Space Mountain, great ride, thrill ride. It's feeling a bit old though, isn't it, Lauren?
Yeah, it's feeling rickety, but
it's feeling old.
It's feeling older when you get older because it hurts your back.
Well, as somebody who's had back injuries before now, I sort of agree with you. Carousel of Progress to Space Mountain does make sense, but what I'm conscious of is making good ride decisions here, but also making sure we're moving the right way around the park. I'm a little bit torn right now. I'm a little bit torn because this is our dream day in Disney, not what is our most practical day in Disney.
Yes.
But I would still say it's valid for one of the top 9 attractions. I think we're going to Buzz Lightyear next, and we're going to go shoot some stuff. Because your Buzz Lightyear, for those who haven't experienced it, you sit in little pods. You've got your little trigger gun, and you're trying to shoot different targets. Go around a little course and the Zerg and all the other bits. But yeah, I do like Buzz Lightyear. It's an element of competitiveness side by side, and I do think it's an overall fun experience. That does mean, Lauren, that we've been in the park for we're going to say 3 hours just to make the numbers easy. We've been in the park for 3 hours. We've done Carousel of Progress, Space Mountain, and Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blaster. What we doing? What's going to be our last attraction before lunch?
So I was actually thinking of maybe doing an early lunch.
Are you all right then? You get the lunch choice. You're going to say Cosmic Rays, aren't you?
No, I'm not. No. Okay, we're going to go back into the hub, Casey's Corner.
Yes. All right. Well done, Lauren. Well done. With lunch is at Casey's Corner. Now, do you want to explain to our beautiful listeners what Casey's Corner is?
Yeah, so Casey's Corner is a hot dog joint. It's based off kind of like baseball. Everyone's in, I don't know baseball, I'm really sorry, but everyone's in the clothes that you use for baseball.
The striped uniform.
Yeah. And it just does lots of different hot dogs. It does mini corn dog bites for the children, which are actually really, really good. But yeah, it is just essentially hot dogs and fries, but they are fantastic. Chili cheese dog for the win. And they also do footlongs. So they are fantastic.
Footlong hot dogs. Eat your heart out, Subway. Casey's Corner is a great lunch shout. And, you're right, the chili cheese dog. But if we're having lunch at Casey's Corner, I'm feeling quite full right now.
Yeah.
I feel I've eaten a lot. So the next ride needs to be quite a sensible endeavor. We've already done Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland's done out of the way.
Yeah.
Which means I want to go left.
Mm-hmm.
Adventureland, Fantasyland. Where do I want to go? I want to go to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes!
That's my next call.
That's what I was thinking.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Now, I do have a couple of problems with Pirates of the Caribbean. I'll be honest. Let me explain. Having done the Pirates of the Caribbean in California, which doesn't feature Jack Sparrow, there had basically no changes from when that entire Pirates of the Caribbean franchise was made. It feels more authentic. It feels more original. It feels a little less gimmicky, and it's a longer attraction as well. Actually, so there is a rest. You know how at the Three Habaneros ride in the Mexico Pavilion, there's that restaurant that I've eaten at, a restaurant that overlooks the initial water piece. There's a restaurant in Disneyland that overlooks the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and I would love to eat there. I don't even know what the style of quality of the food is, but I would love to eat there. I feel Pirates of the Caribbean is a very good attraction, and I mean, I chose this, and it makes sense to do it. It's a nice sit down. There is a wee drop. There is a little drop, and there's a nice little scene where you've got cannonballs sort of flying over, and you're getting splashed by water. Um, it's a good one for the little ones as well. But I'm happy with Pirates of the Caribbean. I just think that the version now in Florida, the Jack Sparrow animatronic, because it is good, stands out so much contrast to like the old sort of moving ones. You know, you think of the scene at the end where you've got the guys trying to rattle the bone for the dog. It's quite poor. And then secondly, of course, they changed the scene with the redhead.
Yeah.
She's no longer being auctioned off. They're now trying to suggest the guys want to buy rum. It's a little bit odd, but there's it was a bit of a America's going through culture wars of various different sorts, and we're not here to discuss that. But that was one of the evident pieces that the redhead used to be a woman who was for sale. That was part of it. And then she ended up becoming like the ringleader now and is selling off stolen paintings instead. It's just a bit weak. But Pirates of the Caribbean is still a good ride though. So Pirates it is. So Lauren, we're now at the heat of early afternoon. It's about 1-2 o'clock. Where are you taking us?
So I get your point with the heat, but I want to do Big Thunder. I really want to go and do Big Thunder.
Yes, okay. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I accept. There's a lot of queuing outdoors.
There is.
There's a lot of queuing outdoors because the queue nowadays often extends back beyond the main bit, and the wait times. I mean, let me just have a look right now. Bearing in mind it's 4 o'clock my time here. Let's just have a look at how long the wait for that is. Help if I was on wait times rather than attractions. Let's have a look here. My app has crashed, which sort of is not overly appealing. So the suspense can wait for an extra 5 seconds. Big Thunder Mountain though is granted a very good attraction, but I do think you talk about rickety, you talk about old. It's currently a 60-minute wait. Like that is some time, and of course it's going to be getting updated shortly as well. So yeah, I'll take Big Thunder Mountain though as number 5. I can deal with that. But we need to move on, though. We need to move on to ride number 6. This is going to be difficult. Because if we're in Frontierland anyway, one of the obvious choices is to go and do Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yeah.
The former Splash Mountain. However, I don't necessarily rate it that highly.
I didn't want to do it.
You didn't want to do it?
No.
Which is why I'm actually going to go for something slightly different, but slightly more iconic. Because we're in Frontierland anyway, we're going to do a lap of the Disney Railroad.
Oh.
Because you get on, do the full lap of the course, do the Disney Railroad. That to me strikes as the most obvious thing. And it's a nice little sit down, and it's a nice little bit of nostalgia as well. So I think the Disney Railroad comes next. So we've now finished the Disney Railroad, Lauren. We've got 3 attractions left before we're going to queue for the final Happily Ever After at 10 p.m. We got one more ride before dinner though. So what are we doing now? What's our next step?
So I would love to go to Haunted Mansion next.
Yeah, excellent suggestion. Couldn't agree more. I should have worn my Haunted Mansion shirt for this episode with your 999 happy haunts. But there's room for 1,000. Any volunteers? Haunted Mansion's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the trick to work out which door is going to open first?
The red light on the side.
Yeah, indeed. So when you come into the queue, you're going to be fed into one of 2 rooms. If you get confused as to which door is going to open, rather than looking up at what they want you to look at the doors themselves, look at the walls, and there's some with a little red dot. That little red dot is the door that's going to open. So it's just a nice little combat indicator, so you can shuffle to that side straight away before it opens. Seven's Haunted Mansion, agreed. But that means I get to choose where we have dinner.
Yeah.
That means I get to choose where we have dinner. There's a couple of options here. It's whether or not we want a full sit-down meal. Probably not. It's going to be on our feet. It's going to be a busy day. You've taken Casey's Corner from me, which is going to be my natural shout. So as I pull up the app here, as I have a look at my dining options, I think yes, it's going to have to be either the Diamond Horseshoe, but that's got quite a long wait, or the Liberty Tree Tavern. I think I would take the Liberty Tree Tavern as our dinner spot. It is a sit-down option with quick service. Perfectly suitable. Nothing special. All your Disney staples, your burgers, your sort of chicken, etc. But you can get more premium options at that location. So that gives us dinner at the Liberty Tree Tavern. Lauren, it's late. We've had dinner. We're full. There are a couple of attractions we need to do before we queue to do the Happily Ever After fireworks. Ride number 8. What are we doing?
So we've obviously got to dip our toe into Fantasyland. We just have to. I'm going to go out on a limb and be a little bit controversial. Skip Peter Pan. I ain't about Peter Pan.
Why skip Peter Pan?
Because it takes up way too long. The queues are always about 70, 80 minutes, and you can get 2 other rides in that time if you were to think about it. So I'm going to skip that. I'm sorry for those diehards that love it, but I'm going to skip that. And I'm thinking of, it's really hard because we've just eaten. If we were to have done a bigger ride, I would have done PhilharMagic. Because I always like PhilharMagic. It's a really nice sort of show. But I feel like we do need to do something with a little bit of movement. So I'm going to say Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, God, that is not what I saw coming at all. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Well, I was toying with Seven Dwarfs or Little Mermaid, and I couldn't really decide. And I thought...
Why Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
Because we've only done 2 thrill rides in the whole day.
Is it a thrill ride? I think it's a poor man's version of Big Thunder.
Do you think?
Which we did 3 hours ago. It's slower. Okay, it's newer. It's 10 years old now. The fact it's 10 years old, by the way, is baffling. It's lost my mind. But the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a slower, less interesting, and shorter version of Big Thunder Mountain.
Put it on the list.
It's on the list. It's on the list. Which means you've actually left me no choice for ride number 9. You've left me no choice. And there's going to be an interesting discussion after this. Because you've left me... It's a long way to get back to the Carousel of Progress to do it twice. So I'm not going to do that. Your face. We are doing... No, we're not. We're going to do It's a Small World. It is nostalgic. It's a fantastic attraction. It's a little bit weird and creepy, but it's a nice sit down nevertheless. And then we get ourselves in position to do the fireworks. Where are we standing for the fireworks?
Halfway down Main Street.
Why?
Because you can still see all of the projections on the castle, but they also do some bits and bobs on the shops, so you're in that magic as well.
And you can run away easier. Agreed. So I just want to recap our day in Magic Kingdom. Starting with the best ride in Walt Disney World in the Carousel of Progress. We're moving through the Space Mountain and then Buzz Lightyear. Lunch at Casey's Corner for a foot-long hot dog. Pirates of the Caribbean up to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and then a trip around the park on the Disney Railroad. Haunted Mansion, followed by dinner at Liberty Tree Tavern. Then you've got Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, because for some reason we're doing railroads twice, and finish with It's a Small World. Do you know what we forgot?
What?
Tron.
I'm not that mad.
No, neither am I. And so Tron was brought over from Shanghai. It was meant to be this, really futuristic and thrill ride where you sit forward, you're on a bike. It lasts less than a minute.
Yeah, it's
It's
over
like,
in the blink of an eye.
it's like, so yes, we did miss off Tron, but am I upset? Not overly. Thank you all for joining us on this really random collection of our dream day in Disney, going ride by ride in Magic Kingdom. We'll be sure to do other episodes going forward with different parks and give you some ideas. From my perspective, I would be happy if this was the day that we had. But of course, some slightly competing views. I wouldn't have done Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You wouldn't have done the best attraction in Disney World, and so we would have had different views. I'm sure there'll be plenty of discussion that could be had in the comment section below if you'd like to just type in there. Lauren points at the ticker, but we've got plenty of content on Instagram and TikTok at Monorail Memoirs. Feel free to email us monorailmemoirs@gmail.com. If you want to buy us a coffee, that would be smashing. If not, don't worry about it. This is all free content that we are here to try and produce, just with a little bit of insight and a bit of conversation. As always, though, since we don't have our intro anymore, allow me to do the standard outro, which is, please stand clear of the doors. Bye, everybody.
Bye.